All right, I want to say a big welcome to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to have all of you here. Today, we want to start very fast because we've got a lot of things to do and we've got a lot of training, a very quick, important um, presentation where we are inviting friends and families and other people to come and join. So, kindly type your name, and whilst you do that, if I do see that, I will just acknowledge you right here. So I want to say a big welcome to Dr. Dorothy Hansen. She was the first person to be around Augustine Hayford. It's lovely to have you. And you know, Epifani, except I know it's nice to have you. We've got a lot of things to do, but we are just under 59 seconds to give you these important nuggets that will help you to be able to navigate around questions that people will ask you whenever you are giving an idea, whenever you are teaching people, whenever you are conveying an educated information to someone, the person is likely to bombard you with questions. And these questions, you have to be built up to give them the answers in the right proportions. My name is Dr. KOA. It's my pleasure to have all of you here. So we are going to look at handling objections, handling concerns of people, handling objections and handling concerns of people. So let's get the ball rolling. Let's get started and let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. So first of all, what are the things we shall be looking at here? Okay, we shall dig deeper into this at the end, but we are going to first look at some few things. I don't have the time to do this project. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I want to think about it. I don't know anyone. I'm not a salesperson. My spouse will not agree. Do the products really work? How much money have you made? It is a scam. It is fake. It is a pyramid scheme. Is this thing sustainable at all? Is it a network marketing? I know these sort of things. These are some of the questions you will get from people. And if you have gotten any of these, please type it in there, which one you have ever faced from anybody before. Which of these questions have you ever encountered from any single person before? I don't have time. I don't have money. I will think about it. I'm not a salesperson. And in fact, if there is anyone here, anyone that is not here, kindly please type that as well. If you have faced a different sort of question or different sort of objection, kindly put it here and then let's address all of that. Okay. These are the series of information, questions, objections that you will get from people. Kindly type your own. Here. Which objection have you had before? And your name says, I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone. And isn't it interesting? Somebody says, I don't know anyone, as if the person doesn't know the mother. Okay. So what questions, what objections have you gotten from people? What objections? No money. Okay. Solomon first says, no money. I don't have money. A lot of people say that. You are going to see an easy answer to this question of I don't have money. It's the easiest question. And the answer to I don't have money are 5 answers. 5 answers. And by the time you give all these 5 answers to the person, there is no way this person is not going to come on board. These 5 answers, especially the 5th one, is a very powerful answer to give to someone. Okay. So anytime a person tells you that I don't have the money, never ever be worried at all. In fact, the answer to that question is the easiest answer that you could ever give to somebody. I would just want to get that answer to that question for you so that, because that question, the answer to that, I will not address it here. I've already addressed it and I will give it to you right now, right here. So once you look at it, you will always be at the top of your game. You see, the skill needed to do well in this project is your ability to address questions of people. I guarantee you. If you have learned the skill of addressing people's questions, if you have mastered it, oh my goodness, you will do well. You will do well regardless of who the person is. Okay. And so mastering these objections are necessary towards your advancement in this project. Now, Can somebody please post the video I posted regarding this very question? Okay, I don't have money. I have posted a video in the group page. Can somebody post it here so that at least people will know that very question? Okay, I have another one. Is it a pyramid scheme from Dr. Dorothy? Gideon says, I don't have time. Okay, that's one thing people says. Jacob says it's a scam. Jacob, you mean you've had somebody tell you that it's a scam? Eh? Hey, okay. Augustine says that I'll think about it. I like that one. That one is very tough. I'll think about it. Okay. And then you have Rita says, how will I get people to? That is an interesting question. You get that a lot. How will I get people to do? You're going to see that the answer to these questions are all the same. That's the beauty of it. So it's not like you need to have a particular answer to each one. No, 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 no. The answer to each one of this is the same. Agatha says, I wish I can do it, but no money. Okay, so that is a very common one that you tend to get. Okay, so let's set the ball rolling, ladies and gentlemen. This is deep. What is objection? What are objections? Now, if you are a registered project manager here, some of you, this is how you see an objection. You see, the word objection itself, to you, it might be a negative word. But to the top leading project managers, objection is a positive word. Amarua. And you're going to see why that is so. Okay. Some of you, this is how you see objection. It's like the person is telling you no. That is how some of you see objection. You see objection as the person telling you no. You see objection as the person telling you go away. You see that objection as the person does not want to be with you. That's how some of us see the objection. Okay. Some people, the objection is, what if I can't get someone to get registered? That is a positive thing, I'm telling you, and you're going to see this very soon. You see, the way your mind might see the thing as a negative thing will define the way you will come out with the answer. Let me repeat that. How you see the question or the objection, whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing, tells you, will define the way you will react or you will address that objection. And so from today, you are going to realize that never see objection as negative. All objections are positive. I'll give you an example. Rain is good. Rain is good. When the rain falls, is good. But depending on how you have prepared your house or how you have organized your area, that rain can lead to flooding. And so how you perceive something as positive or negative can influence your way. For example, I was just watching a video where a man said that COVID-19 was the time he made $17 million. He's never made $17 million before, but during the COVID, he made $17 million. Why? He said, because he saw COVID as an opportunity, not as a blockade. Not as chaos, but as an opportunity. So anytime somebody gives you an objection, see it as an opportunity, and you're going to see it. So that's how those who have not learned, this is how they see objection. Now let me show you those who have learned. This is how they see objection too. Those who have learned, they see objection, the prospect. This is how the prospect see the objection. Someone who has not joined you is a prospect. And the person who has not joined you, this is how he sees objection. He sees objection as, let me really think about it. He sees an objection by asking that thing. He is trying to look carefully with a microscope to be sure of what he is getting himself into. And sometimes he is unsure, so he has to ask deep, objective questions. So you are going to realize that objections have been misinterpreted by you or some of your team members to be a rejection. Write it down. Objections are not rejections. Objections are not rejections. Okay? Objections are not rejections. So when you have, and I'll explain that very soon, when you have a question or an objection from somebody, you have to understand where they are coming from. People have been bitten before. People have been bitten. They have been really bitten before. And so you want to get a clarification. You want to understand, okay? Because that person, it wants to sound smart. That person may have a limiting belief. And so you want to be able to understand what a person is actually delving into. So why will somebody come out with an objection? Why? Because that person lacks belief. You see, the person does not believe in the industry. He doesn't believe in it. The person does not believe in the company. He doesn't believe in it. Why? Because somebody may have written something negative or may have said something negative about it, and that is why the person doesn't believe in the industry or the person doesn't believe in the company. Take, for example, Jesus. People said the guy was a blasphemous person. So even when some people saw him do a miracle, they saw it as demonic miracle. They saw that he's performing miracles using juju. Because of how they have been informed, that is it. So when the person comes with an objection, this is your time to help remove that lack of belief. The other reason why a person will bring out a rejection is because the person doesn't believe in you. The person doesn't believe in you, and we'll see how you can address that part, okay? The person doesn't believe in you, and because the person doesn't believe in you, the person will have an objection. But more importantly, the person doesn't believe in himself. The person doesn't believe much in himself. The person already has lack of self-belief. Lack of self-belief. Okay. So it is very important that a person understands. Now, when somebody says that I was not told that I have to get someone before I actually get something, then that person thought this was a lottery. The person thought this was an investment. Because you probably thought that this was an investment, you did not ask, how will I even get the money that you claim I will get? How will I get the money that you claim I will get? Tell me. So it's not like the person did not tell you, because if you have always been coming to our presentations, if you always come for our presentation, you would have known that we always say that there is work to do before you get paid. There is work to do. If you do nothing, we always say it, don't we? If you do nothing, you get nothing. If you do something, you get something. If you do a lot, you get a lot. So if somebody were to tell you to come and do this and you actually joined our presentation, which we do every day, you would have known by now that there's something that has to be done before. There is nothing called free lunch. So if you come into a project with an intention that you are going to do nothing because you have been gifted a cloud storage, you've been given a cloud storage, okay? That means you bought it, isn't it? You bought it. So once you bought a cloud storage, you have exchanged value for value. And so now, why would you expect to make some money when you thought you are not going to do anything? It's like you go to a shop, you go and buy something, they give the thing to you, then you expect the shop to pay you money without asking, why would they pay me money? Because nobody goes to buy something from a shop and then they pay you money. So if somebody tells you that you're going to be paid money, you quickly have to ask. So again, as you, the project manager here, your job is to educate the person. Let the person know, because they don't believe in themselves. They lack information. They lack understanding. So ladies and gentlemen, get something right. Objections are lack of belief. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, most of the objections they will come out with, it's not because they don't have money. It's not because they don't have time, or it's not because they think it's a pyramid scheme. It's because they don't believe. They don't believe. They don't believe in these four things. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in you. They don't believe in the industry. But they would never admit any of this. So your job is to help them. And we're going to see how that is done. Okay. But first note the following. Objection is not a rejection. This is very key. Objection is not a rejection. If you are here, you haven't typed that, please type that. Objection is not a rejection. Objection is not a rejection. Now, objection is a suggestion to give more information. Objection is a suggestion. So the person is telling you, give me more information. Explain well to me. Give me in total information. So I was saying that those of you who have seen the question about I don't have money, I've given a video answer to that question. If you can put it here, I will appreciate it because it's on the page. All right. So what is the difference between an objection and a rejection? Let me tell you. When somebody comes out with an objection, like I don't have money, I don't have time, I'm busy, okay, this is not for me, I'll think about it. All of these are objections. When the person says that, it simply means that the person is interested. Can you imagine that? Have you ever thought of it that way? That when the person says, I don't have money, you might think that the person is not interested, but rather it means the person is interested. It means that the person is curious. It means the person has questions. It means that the person is open to you to give him a suggestion. You are supposed to give him a suggestion so that he will know how to go around it. Because many people, see, when somebody goes to the hospital and the person goes with a disease, it is the job of a consulting doctor to decode by asking what? Questions. Questions. And you're going to see this thing very soon. Okay. So the series of questions the doctor will be asking will help the doctor to be able to decode and identify what the issue is, what the problem is. That is the situation. Now, so if a person tells you that I don't have money, I don't have time, I don't think I can talk, that person is evaluating the pros and cons of the project. The person has a what if and what not. Don't get emotional because all of these are objections, but they are not rejection. You see, a rejection is when the person wants no conversation. That's a rejection. The person slams the door on your face. The person has absolutely no interest whatsoever in what you're saying. That is a rejection, not objection. The person wants to argue to prove a point and make your case useless so that the person will win. That is a rejection, not objection. And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, most of the time, the ones we encounter, most of the time, 90% of what we encounter is not a rejection. If you like, check. 90% of what we encounter is rather what? An objection, not a rejection. Because a person who is bringing a rejection tends to be very negative and highly toxic. But most people are not that heavily negative and highly toxic. They just want to know. They just telling you what they feel, not that they have an authority over what you have. But most of the time, because some of us have not built themselves to address those issues, we see it as they are coming to attack us. So somebody sent me, in fact, a lot of people have sent me a message, but somebody sent me a message this morning. The person said, I don't know what to say when the person says I don't have the money. I don't know what to say. So you can see that in this context, that person is losing because the person has no macho on how to address that question. And that question becomes not a positive thing for him, but a negative thing for him, when in fact it's supposed to be what? Positive. Objection is not a rejection. The person hasn't rejected you. Ladies and gentlemen, if Reginald Addy is here, the Reginald will tell you, it took me over years before this guy came on board. Not because of, see, he said he didn't have money. He said he didn't have money. That is why I put it there. Detach yourself from emotional content. Don't be emotional. Don't be emotional. Sometimes some of us are emotional. Hey, okay, relax. That guy is not the only person. Don't go with the intention that that guy should be the one to come and change your business life. Your life is going to change with or without him. But you have been too emotional. You are adding too much emotion into it. So the person tells you that he doesn't have money. You think that, oh, then you're not going to be able to do anything. Yes, that is an objection. It's your responsibility to help the person and continue to help the person until the person is ready. And for Reginald, I kept sending him information for almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. Sending him information. And after 2 years, I was sitting somewhere. He called me. He says, Doc, I'm ready. But you see, whilst I was waiting for him, I was doing my other things. I was addressing other issues. I was working along. I did not focus on him. He is not my only person. I have hundreds and thousands of people to help. So many people. You look at the population of the world, over 8 billion. You can get so many people, 3.5 billion people are on Facebook. So that guy was not the only guy. I was continuing, but I make sure that I will WhatsApp him, once in a blue moon. Usually, I will WhatsApp him consistently for the first 1 month. And after the first 1 month, I will now space it, maybe once a week. But I make sure I was WhatsApping him once every week, consistently. Then 2 years, he was ready. So objection is not a rejection. We are going to see how we can address some of this in the practical way. First, have posture. Please type it there. Have posture. Have posture. When you're handling objection, have posture. Don't walk away. Okay? Try to seek to understand their concern. And I'll give you a couple of examples here. See, you are a consultant. You are not a salesperson. That is where the problem is. Most salespeople are like hawkers. Hawkers. Okay? You are a consultant. You are trying to address the concern of the person. How may I help you? Do you know that there is a way I can help you to get the money? Do you know there's a way I can help you to get the money? So you are a consultant. You are helping the person to get the money. I remember there was a guy who was a security man. Okay? He had 2 kids. His income was very tiny. Okay? Less than my daily income. And yet, this guy says he doesn't have income. And I gave him a way. I said, look, let me show you how you can do this without paying by yourself. Robo. How can I pay without by myself? How is that possible? It's knowledge. So when you have an understanding and you have clarity, there is focus. So don't walk away. Understand. I told him and he said he doesn't have money. No, don't say that. Don't say that. You're not in his pocket. You were not part of his life. Neither were you part of his budget this month. So understand it. And if you have a way to help him, help him. And this is the way that we are going to be learning to help them. So 1, your duty is to educate the person, build a bridge, and guide the decision. You see, a person takes time to make a decision. A decision is a timeline. The time he decides to listen to you in the first place is interest. His interest. He had interest. That is why he joined the call. He was interested to want to know what it is. He was interested in wanting to know what the good news is, what a gift was. So what makes you think that he's not ready? So allow yourself to educate the person. Have posture. Have posture. You see, someone with a posture is someone with an authority of what he is saying. And when you have experiences, because of the learning, because you're coming here all the time, you come to realize that the way you will address the thing will be different if you are not learning. So when a person tries to come out and you're handling objection, okay, you got to learn to address the situation instead of running away from the situation. Expect questions. Expect more objection. Expect more. In fact, sometimes you have not even addressed the first objection and he comes with the second objection. You know what? I told you I don't have money, but the thing is that I don't even have time to. He's compounded the problem. He's adding more problem. I don't have money and I don't have time. And I can't talk. And I don't have friends. So what's your problem? Now you are dead. But you are not. Because you have posture. You have an understanding. You have an educational bucket. You are about to baptize that person in the sea of good education. And that is the key. The key is that as a consultant, you are helping the person. The person is not helping you. You don't need the person. Don't be needy. Sometimes some of us will go, please, I want you to just register for me. I beg you. I just need one more person. I need one more. Okay, what kind of life is that? You don't need a person. Why are you begging? You beg physically or not physically. Sometimes you even beg with your actions. You stop following the person immediately. That is begging. You don't want the person to be your friend again. That is begging. All of a sudden, the person is no longer your friend. You are in trouble. You don't have posture. You don't have posture. Because you are trying not to be a friend to that person. You do not have posture because that person needed education. You don't run away. You don't run away. You don't run away from the person. So let's look at the first step in handling objections. The first step, relate with what the person is saying. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples. This will blow your mind. So if somebody, and I'll be addressing some of the questions, but I just will be cutting through them. So if somebody says that this is a pyramid scheme, this is a pyramid scam. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I am busy. My spouse will never agree to this. How much money have you made at all? If the person comes out with any of these questions, the first thing you got to do is to relate with the person. And what do we mean by relate with the person? What we mean is that ensure that you are telling the person that you were like that, or you know someone who was like that. This is important. Tell the person that I understand. I also didn't have money. I understand. I have my friend Bismarck who didn't also have money. And this is what he did. It is called feel, felt, found. So you got to listen good. Don't look down on them. Don't argue with them. You will lose them. You win the argument, but you lose them. Ask them to explain themselves. What do you mean by you don't have money? I want to understand clearly. I want to understand. Like the thing is that the there, no, there. The there is not there. The there is not there. So I don't know. It's okay. I understand. If I could show you a way where you can get the money, will you be ready to listen to it? The person says yes. Okay. Then you take all the 5 steps I've given in the video. So far, nobody has shown that video. Okay. I take the 5 steps that you can give in the video. And by the way, that video is on this channel. Okay. So for those of you on YouTube, on our channel, if you go to this channel, you type something like, I don't have money. You type something like I don't have money on this very channel, and you will get that. Okay, let's move on. So use feel, felt, found. What is that? Tell the person that I understand how you feel. The person might say, no, you don't understand how I feel. So no, I understand. Because it's, for example, if the person sees you as someone who has a lot of money, the person will say that you don't understand. And so sometimes you will say that I understand how you feel because I know someone who was in the same situation as you. I know someone who was in the same situation as you. Okay. Or I felt the same way. Or this person felt the same way. And then you go to found. But what I found was this. I found this. So for example, if it's about money, I realized that it was important to me. And so I decided to borrow. That's number 1. I borrowed from 3 people. Each one gave me 500, 500, 500. And then I decided to start. And when I started, I worked so hard in my first month, I made 2,000. and I paid each one of them 500, 500, 500, and I got my 500 back. That's one way you can address. A second way is this, and then you go to the second way, okay? That I have some 7 people who are actually coming on board. You don't know them, but I know them. These guys are coming on board tomorrow. If you are to start today, an advantage you will get is that when these guys come on board, what they continue to do, you will also be benefiting. And so the timing for you to come on board now is more, hasn't been like it's so urgent for you because you will leverage on those people. Another one, you tell the person that if there is a way where I can show you to get me some people, I will speak to them for you. When I speak to these people for you, and the people are ready to come on board, you can then quickly get your money so that when they come on board, you get back your income. Like there are several ways you can tell the person so many things. And by the way, these answers I've already provided, okay, in a video on this channel. There are several things you can tell the person that the person will start calming down. So, okay, let me tell you the one trick I use. This trick I use for people, and it's worked many times. I tell them that, okay, you say you don't have money, right? Okay, I'll pay it for you, but on one condition. On one condition, says the person will say, bring it on. As long as you're going to pay for me, bring it on. Okay. What I want you to do is this. I want you to get me people, talk to them, tell them that you have a surprise gift for them and bring them to me. Continue to do that, but I will help them to get registered. By the time 3 of them register, I will pay yours for you for free. By the time 3 of them get registered, I'll pay yours for you for free. So let's start. So this person is going to be connecting people. And you see, this is an apprenticeship because when the person joins the project, this is what the person is going to do anyway. So you are training the person. So the person will bring one person to you. You speak to the person says no. You bring another person. Once you register 3 people, you give the money to the person. That's what you meant by I'll pay yours for you for free. So the person has actually worked for his payment. Another thing is this. You tell the person to borrow the money, makes the payment, and you are going to help the person to get the payment back in just 30 days. I've done this many times. All the person has to do is to connect 2 people to you every day, 2 people to us every day, 2 people to us every day. You see, this is where value is important because if you don't have value, you don't know what to do. The person connects the people, 2 people every day. That is 60 people at the end of the month. There is no way these 60 people, 3 of them will never register. So you tell the person that if by the end of that 30 days, as long as he's connecting the people to you, by the end of that 30 days, if none of them registers, you will pay his money for him for free. You pay it back to him for free. You sign a contract. But the condition is that he should connect 2 people to you every day. Now, most people will say yes. In fact, all the people I've spoken to will say yes, but they never do it. So if they don't do it, then you don't lose. They have lost because they didn't honor the same. But if they do it, there is no way you will never register 4 people. You will register at least the 3 people for them. So these are some ways that you can give. You see, there's divers. So now the person is calm. The person is okay. I get it. I get it. At least I get it. So money is not then the issue. Let's move on. The next thing is to tell stories. Tell stories about your life. Tell stories about other people, how they have overcome that same challenge. But let me tell you the best story. If you hear somebody give any of these objections, do a third-party call. Call one of the leaders. Call Dr. Solomon. Okay. Call Dr. Dorothy. Call Dr. Kewe. Call Enyonam. Call Dr. Joanna. Call Yvonne Anokwa. Call Robert Pablo. Call Calvin Birch. Call all of the leaders that you know. Call them. Not even one. Call this one, call this one, call this one. Say, I need you to speak to this person for me. Why? Because you don't have the macho yet, the authority yet to be able to help the person. And so you call somebody to help the person whilst you learn, whilst the person is talking to the person, you are learning. Okay. And you will see that this person will be able to blast the answer beautifully and help this person. I've done this many times. If you like, speak to Lillian, who is a platinum now. So it happens a lot when you take advantage of third-party credibility. Don't be defensive when somebody gives an objection. Don't hurt their self-esteem. Don't insult them. That's the worst thing you can ever do. Okay? Elevate them. Make them proud. Make them high. Even if they are not ready now, let them be. They will come at the right time because of the way you treated them. You see, how you make people feel during this stage will determine how willing they are to join you. See, many people sometimes are not willing to join you, even if they are ready later. They will sometimes don't want to even do it at all because of the way you treated them. So when you treat them nicely, they are willing to join you. So the people that are registering, a lot of the people, you see that they treat people well and they sustain the relationship. They're not joining your project. It's not the end of the world. They might know someone. They might know someone who knows someone who will be able to connect the right people to you. So don't fight. Make them feel très bien. Make them feel good. Always seek to understand their real concern and past experiences. Sometimes it's all a series of questions. If I have a book that has 40 questions to ask the person, okay, a series of questions you ask the person, how did it happen? Have you ever tried this before? Okay. What was it like? What was the project about? What was the business about? How did it begin? How did you get in? How long did you start? What did you begin with? How was the training like? You see, the more questions you're asking the person is relaxed. He's even forgotten about his problem. He said he doesn't have money. Ask questions. And then let one question lead to another question. Lead them to overcome their own objections. That word is very important. Lead them on so that they will overcome their own objections. It is critical that you understand that you are a consultant. You are not a salesperson. You are a consultant. You are not a salesperson. That is why learning is critical. That is why knowledge is essential. Let's move on. Lead them to the answer. This is very important. Most prospects object. Who objects? They want it deeply within them. I'm telling you. Any prospect who objects, the person wants it. Otherwise, he wouldn't even say that I don't have money, I don't have time, this is the next. No, he wouldn't say that. Otherwise, they will reject you. They will not object you. They will reject you. You see, they are walking towards the buy. That is why they're asking questions. Hey, Master, if you are going to buy something and you are not so sure, you will ask a series of questions. You will ask questions. Okay? You don't just get out. So do not see their questions they are asking you as. That's why the skillful people are always registering people. Because me, even if they don't ask me questions, I'll ask them questions. There was a guy whose money was ready to register. Okay? And then I asked him, so why are you registering? Like you've gotten the person registering, you're also asking the person, why are you registering? Of course, I should ask the person. I should let the person know that it's not your money I need. I don't need your money. In fact, there was a guy who was coming to register and he told me that, Doc, I'm ready to register and I'll register all my unborn children. The children are not born, no. Like children one day he will give birth to. He's going to register them so that, he register ghost names. I said, you are not ready. He says that, I want to just do it, register and go somewhere and go and sleep so that others will work for me. I didn't take his money. I told him, you don't have a mindset. That is good. I said, change that mindset. Else, I'm not going to register you. He didn't change it. And I told him I won't register him. And he went. So don't make it look like you need the person's money. You don't need the person's money. You need to help them. You want to help them. Because the same manner in which you bring them in is the same manner they will go. You see, if you bring them in wrongly, you will not keep them in correctly. If you bring them in wrongly, see, if you don't tell them there is work involved, and you tell them autopilot, autopilot, and you do nothing. Autopilot, autopilot, you do nothing. Autopilot, autopilot, you do nothing. They will think that they will do nothing. And when they come, they will do nothing. Okay, because the autopilot requires you to even go and press it. It requires you to go and do this and press it. It requires you to type some message as well before you autopilot it, the message. So if you don't tell them the truth, the same way you bring them in is the same way you take them out. So try and understand them and ask questions. All it takes is patience and a listening ear. Use your senses. Read your body language. You will know what they want. You will know what they don't want. So let's take an example. Please read this book. It's a powerful book. The Definitive Guide for Handling Rejections in Sales. The title of the book is When They Say No. What do you do? Richard Fenton and Andrea Watts actually gives a beautiful, this book, it will really, really guide you. Okay. So when the person says no, what do you do? I am not interested, master. I won't do this. I will never do this. Forget it. Don't talk to me about it again. This is pure rejection. This is not an objection, no. It is a rejection. How do you handle it? Even that, you're not going to leave the person. You're going to handle it in a beautiful way. Watch this. You tell the person, it's okay. I understand. But when you say no, are you saying that no now or no forever? Ladies and gentlemen, watch it all. When you say no now or no forever, majority of people will feel bad to say no forever. That's what it will do. But few of them will still say no forever. Now, when the person says no forever, you say, okay, fantastic. It's been wonderful meeting you. By the way, how is your program tomorrow? Change the topic. Guys, I've had people who told me, Doc, I will never do this today. I will never do this tomorrow. I will never do this forever. Forget it. And after 1.5 years, the same person has called me and said, is that thing still available? I don't want to mention the guy's name because the guy is here. Okay, is that thing still available? This was a person who told me, if I even said that I will not let my wife, I will not let my children, like, forget it. And after 1.5 years, he says, is that thing still available? Which thing? That thing on your status. Why? And this is why. Number 3, stay in contact. Guys, you see, patience is a powerful thing. It's an enduring patience. When you understand the psychology of the human mind, you don't let whatever the person says beat you. This is the difference between the powers, the powerful authoritative leaders, the leaders who do well and those who don't. They do not take that no in a negative way. Look, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. God will not even force you to serve him. God created the heaven and the earth. He says he won't force you. Whether you serve him is up to you. If you don't serve him, God did not say that if you will not worship me, don't walk on my earth. Don't walk on my earth. You say you won't worship me, it's okay. Don't walk on my own earth. Go and find your earth and walk on that earth. But my earth, don't walk on it. He never said that. He makes his rain for both the bad and the good. So who are you? Do you think that that person must listen to you by all means? Even God cannot force him. Why would you want him to join you by force? And why will you be worried? Why will you be worried? Why will you be worried that the person doesn't? For example, Eve wanted to take the forbidden fruit. Eve wanted to take his hand. Her hand is going to take. Then God will robot her hand backward. He says, Eve, I don't want you to take that forbidden fruit because it will kill you. You tell the person, I don't want you to stay in that situation that you are in because a time will come you will need extra income and you will struggle. You have been struggling. The person doesn't want. The same way Eve didn't want. So God had to allow Eve to have that free will. So you to allow people to make their choice. Don't force things on them. When you force things on them, they will give up. You will destroy your friendship. You will destroy other important matters of life. So do not force people, but stay in contact with them. So this guy, I was staying in contact with them. How are you? How are things? Okay. How are you? Once in a blue moon, you remember the project I told you? It's going well. It's going well. How is your project going? How is your job going? How is this thing going? How is the economy going? What's happening to the economy? What did you see about a football match? Talk about other things. Then once in a blue moon, you chip it in. The project is going on very well. We just had a first diamond. We just had a second diamond. How is your job going? How is your keep in touch? Keep in touch. Keep in touch. Keep in touch. Look, let me tell you. If the person tells you, don't tell me ever about go back up again, respect that and talk about other things. I am telling you, talk about other things. Talk about other things. The person will bring that go back up himself. He will bring it up, even when you have not asked him. You say, hey, that your thing. I still see it on your status. I hear you and I are good. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that is why you have to shock people. That is why you have to shock people. Because sometimes you will stay at the same level for 6 months. So sometimes you have to be angry at yourself and go all in and rank advance and put it on your status. And I know Kofi Waya has been doing that. Put it on your status. Put it on your status. Put it on social media. The person will see it. The person say, hey, this guy. Okay? Abisola will tell you he faced the same thing. They see it and they say, hey, you are doing the thing. Oh, you are doing the thing. Sometimes, because you have maintained the relationship with the person, once in a blue moon, you tell the person, in fact, I did that yesterday to somebody. You tell the person that, look, Ronald, you remember you told me that you are not interested in this thing. All right, that's fine. If I give you something to post on your status, and people are going to ask you, what is it about? If they ask you what is it about, can you give my number to them? So why not? Why not? So each person who is rejecting you, you can actually refer you to another person. Oh, boyobo. This is critical. So you don't lose. You don't lose because you've maintained a cordial relationship with a person. Leaders understand this and they apply this all the time. So we go back to this situation. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. We're about to end. How will you address that? The person simply wants more information. That's all. The person is not saying that he won't do it. You see, the mistake you will be making is that you think that the person says he won't do it. No, the person is not saying he won't do it. He is saying that give me more information. So what do? If you don't know the best way to answer, what you do is that contact those who are busy. Contact me. Contact some of the other leaders who are very busy, and they will help the person to know that we didn't have time. You see, maybe the person might think that you don't have time. You have time. That's why you're doing it. But if you think that you don't have time, elaborate to the person why you don't have time, but why this is necessary. Why is this necessary? I've sent something on the page. It's known as closing tips. Closing document. That document will tell me. I use 17 different things to kill their brain. One of the things I tell them is that I don't have time. But what I am doing right now, the job I'm doing right now, is not enough. Are you saying that your job you are doing right now is enough? Okay. Most people will tell you no. Okay, so I don't have time. Then sometimes what you do is that you help the person to have time. How many hours do we have in a day? 24. How many hours do you use for working? 8. How many hours do you sleep? 8. Even though you are not supposed to sleep 8. Okay, so looking at the fact that you sleep 8 hours, you work 8 hours, how many hours do you have now left? Another 8 hours. Okay, let's say that you use that 4 hours to do family matters and other things. Okay, and you use another 2 hours. Can you spend 1 hour a day? You see, you break things down. The person says, actually, I have time. I can spend 1 hour. Because that person can go on social media, and by the time you realize 1 hour is gone. But it wasn't part of his daily activity. He didn't wake up that day and say that today, one of the things I'll be doing is I'll be spending 2 hours on social media. But he actually did. So help the time. You see, I helped one guy. The guy appreciated time management. The guy said, hey, no, I've never even thought of it that way. I always think I don't have time. But after you've broken the things down, I can see that I have time. Pow. How much did you say the registration amount is? So sometimes you just have to help people. Help them. They need more information. They need more information. Now, the person says that I will think about it. No problem. Do you need some information? Because I will give you some information so that you can use that information to think about it. So you give your link to the person. You give your the videos that we have. You give the multiple videos. You know the diamond program that we did. Give it to them. Let them feel what is going on in the world. You remember that presentations we do on Sundays, some of them that we've done, give it to the person. Don't give one presentation. In fact, always top it up with the mother of all calls. That video, the mother of all calls. Okay, that video is powerful. And you add that one in addition to the other video and give it. So always there's something to give to the person. Always there's something to give to the person. After a while, always ask the question, are you ready to get started? Are you ready to get started? Are you ready? You see, hit that point on the nail. And sometimes the person is actually ready, but the person is waiting for you to tell him he's ready. So every time somebody comes with an objection, remember that it's not about you. So I'm done. I want to see whether you have any question here, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any particular question here with objection that you want me to address, please say it, and then we'll quickly give an answer to that. If you have any question, any objection here that you want me to address it, say it. But then right now, I'm going to finish in the next few minutes because we are going to invite people to join Dr. Dorothy. Dr. Dorothy is going to do a Zoom presentation right now that will explain the entire project. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see that a lot of people are advancing. We have a brand new platinum. We are about to have a brand new sapphire. And very soon you're going to see a brand new diamonds and multiple diamonds. The rate at which things are moving, don't be left out. If you feel you are being left out, contact us. Tell us what your challenge is. Tell us exactly. Be open and tell us. We would die, okay? We would die for you if you are willing to die for yourself. Because there is an easy way and there is a hard way. The hard way in doing this business is you doing it by yourself. That's a hard way. That's a hard way. The easy way of doing this business is connecting, like calling even the leader. Call that leader in the morning. Call the one who registered you in the morning. Tell the person, give me some mental fuel. Please, somebody should write it down. Every day, call the one who registered you. Tell the person, give me some mental fuel. Give me some mental fuel. Give me some mental fuel this morning. Give me some mental fuel. So tomorrow, call the person who registered you. Say, my sponsor, give me some mental fuel. Give me some mental fuel. Because each time you are in communication, aren't you inspired this evening? Each time you are in communication with people about this project, people of the same mindset, each time you are talking to the leaders, each time you are talking to your sponsor, each time you are talking to the leader, you feel energized. You feel inspired. You feel, each time you greet on the page, each time you congratulate other people, each time you inspire the page with a message, you activate your own internal desire to do more. And you are happy. And your happiness will reflect in the way you talk to people. You smile with them. You are not bothered. They see it. I remember some time ago, I was at Accra Mall and I spoke to one woman. She shouted at me, "Get off. Look at you." I was in Suto trying to prospect. The woman said, "Get off. Look at you." And then I laughed. Okay, I'm sorry. Then she said she was quite surprised that I wasn't angry. She says, "I thought you were going to be angry." I said, "Oh, madam, why should I be angry? I am a happy, lucky child. I'm so happy because I knew something like this could happen. I was just helping you, and you told me you don't want the help. That's all." She said, "Really? What were you helping me?" So sometimes the way you react is important to how people will eventually take you. You got to be smiling. Some of us, we don't smile at all. Every morning, afternoon, evening, our face has been boniolastic like that. There was a lady some time ago I met, in a bus. She's made her face bonio. And I said, why? Why have you done your face like? Why have you made yourself so angry? She says, me, I'm not angry. That's how my face is. I said, oh, wow. If that's how your face is, then when you're angry, okay. So it's very, very important that we smile, look good, look smiling, wear the greatest perfume you have. Wear a perfume, put on your great dress. Because when you act like that, it gives you some sort of self-confidence, and it helps you to approach people easily. When you have self-confidence, you attract, you magnetize the conditions you seek. You magnetize the conditions you seek. You magnetize the conditions you seek. And so you are always looking good. You are always looking happy. You are always looking joyous. And these things, when the person is talking to you, the person will not bring most of these rejections. When anytime somebody comes with a rejection, come with the power and the need to have belief. Believe in what you have. Speak confidently of what you have. And when you do this, your success will materialize. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much indeed for all of you for coming on this call. At this stage, we are going to use the next 6 minutes to invite people to our Zoom call so that people will join our Zoom call. Thank you very much indeed. Enjoy your evening, and bye-bye, everyone.